Vipassana meditation. All right, so my experience with Vipassana meditation, I think really differs from most people. Actually, I pretty much know it differs from most people because I didn't have a crazy enlightened moment. I didn't have anything that just crazily stood out to me. But for those of you who do not know what it is, it's a 10-day meditation boot camp, basically. You take a noble silence, right? So you're not really allowed to talk or communicate, meaning you can't hand gesture or write down any of the other meditators that are meditating with you. So you are allowed to, in case of an emergency, talk to the managers, or you're allowed to ask questions to the assistant teachers about the meditation technique. But you take the noble silence for 10 days, not allowed to really talk, communicate in any way, gesture, anything like that. You meditate for 10 hours a day, and then you eat the 2 meals that are given to you, vegetarian meals a day. And then you rinse and repeat, wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, like clockwork, you're on a schedule, and then lights out by 10 p.m. for 10 days. That's basically what it is. And if you think that that is a bit extreme of a meditation process, I would say it is, okay? However, it was a lot easier than I thought it would be. I may be crazy because uh, talking to other people, it sounded like it was total hell. And for most people, it probably sounds like it is hell. And I thought it would be hell, but I was honestly in the mindset of I'm going to go to this Vipassana meditation. I will mentally die. Okay, I will mentally kill myself in order to emerge as a phoenix. That was literally my mindset going into it. So maybe my mindset was so extreme that it offset the actual experience of Vipassana meditation, which is extreme in itself, if that makes any sense at all. But ultimately, what it is that you learn a tool to take on for the rest of your life. Okay, and really a good example is that recently, about a week ago, I was doing a live call, or I was hosting a live sales call for people I highly respect and admire, and I want to make sure that I do it perfectly, right? So I was feeling a little anxious. I was feeling a little nervous about this whole thing, even though I know I can host, right? I know I can do this, but for some reason I'm just feeling all these emotions 30 minutes before we're going to go live. And man, I was just, oh, okay, all this stuff, all these emotions. And I went right back to the Vipassana meditation technique, right? Just right back to it. And I was just feeling over here like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? I didn't need to be perfect. Okay, can I do it? I don't know. And then it just brought me way back down. Just because I'm just at a place where I'm just observing. It's not that it's not there still, it's just observing it, feeling those sensations, feeling those emotions. Okay. And then I was able to just go right into it, just go right into the live hosting. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have the muscle memory of Vipassana meditation, right? And just like a muscle, it does need to be worked out. It's something that you do need to practice, right? All the time, on a daily basis, I would say. And so in that sense, it's a great tool for anybody who's into self-development or anybody who's a high achiever. I originally wanted to go into this Vipassana meditation because somebody that is a little younger than me, who's a lot more successful than me, career-wise, financially, I mean, incredible. This person's like a genius, said that he attributes 80% of his success to meditation. How he started on meditation in the first place is Vipassana meditation. So he never meditated before until he went into Vipassana meditation. As a matter of fact, he said that it is better if you've never meditated before. in order to go to Vipassana meditation, rather than people who have meditated before and going into this Vipassana meditation, which might seem counterintuitive, but now that I've gone through it, it makes sense, because the most meditation I've ever done is a 15-minute guided meditation. And for me, that was a lot. For me, I could barely sit still. But for some reason, the 10-hour one was easier, which is weird. It's hard to explain, but you have to go through it, I guess, in order for. And again, my mindset was totally different because I did want to mentally die in that meditation in order to discover things about myself that I perhaps didn't know before, or something that is new and different, even if it's really dark. I wanted to go to the dark place, right? That was actually my goal, is to go to the dark place. And just because I've been digging a lot, especially in 2017, I just been really digging through my soul, or my past, and why I think the way I do, why I do the things that I do, just digging deep, with help, with guided help, professional help, or and non-professional. I mean, whatever you consider professional is people who have been there, right? With guided help, I've been just diving deep, digging deep, going deeper. And when you're in that cycle of doing and going and digging, it becomes almost like an addiction. You just want more of it. And it got to the point where at the end of 2017, I was thinking, this is it. I just want to mentally die and be reborn again as a phoenix. Now, that didn't quite happen that way, but something even better happened, which is me being able to take this lifelong technique and carry it with me within my toolbox in life. Because there's going to be something, I promise you, because such is life, right? There's going to be something that's going to throw you off your game. There's going to be something that'll hit you sideways and you didn't even see coming. There's going to be something that you couldn't have even prepared for, right? So it's not about if it'll happen, it's when it'll happen. And do you have the tools to not only get through that, but strive? Because I don't want to just get through something. I want to flourish, right? Maybe that's just me, but I definitely want to rise above and go beyond, because what doesn't kill me makes me stronger, right? I truly believe that. As far as my experience with this, I was having a hard time on day 5. I'm not gonna lie. Day 5 got hard. It was easy, 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 easy. I was almost arrogant about it too. I was just walking into the cafeteria, like, yeah, put my plate down. I ate it really fast and then I took off. It was almost ridiculously. I was being a little bit arrogant about this. At a meditation, 10-day meditation process, I was being arrogant, right? So, but then that broke down very easily. On day five, it was hard. On day 5, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to leave. And the only reason why I didn't leave is because I told way too many people that I love and respect, most of all respect, that I was gonna go through this. So there was no way. Leaving was not an option. And I know a lot of people leave around day 3 and day 4. Okay, but for me, it was simply not an option. Mentally, I was thinking, not doing that, not leaving. So I have to be here. So a part of me felt a little trapped, but by the end of day 5, we do a regroup, and the teacher who teaches, he's now, I believe he's passed now. So he's on the screen. It's a video recording of him teaching about the technique and the philosophies, right? And something in that day 5 video really got me fired up and going again to really finish off day 5 through day 10, right? And then what was amazing is that on day 10, noble silence is broken around half the day through. Noble silence is officially broken, and you get to talk to the other meditators. Mind you, this whole time, you're not allowed to express what your experience is, okay? Or what your experience is not. And so naturally, as humans, we start to wonder, okay, am I experiencing this right? Or Is this person experiencing something different? Am I the only one who's thinking this way or feeling this way? You can't express that with the other meditators because you're taking the noble silence, right? The vow of noble silence. So on day 10, it was incredible. You got to know what everybody went through and get to just know them. And that was really great. I did take a picture with my meditation roomies. They're the people who I roomed with, even though I didn't necessarily get to talk to them throughout the process. Ultimately, I would highly recommend this. And even for parents, they do have kids Vipassana and teen Vipassana meditation. It's not the rigorous kind that I went through, the original 10-day Vipassana meditation, but they do have a more watered down, kid friendly meditation version of it and a teen version of the same thing. So I would look into that as well because I was thinking in my head, man, if I had this as a teenager or even as a child, uh, I would be so far beyond where I am now because I'm in the self-development world, not in the self-development world, but I've read a lot of books, I've done a lot of work on myself. But if I could have just skipped that whole process because I learned Vipassana when I was 10, who knows where I would be currently? Who knows how far I would have excelled if I had that technique in my tool belt of life, right? So I recommend looking into it. There's probably a Vipassana meditation facility center near you. They're popping up everywhere. It is free. Okay, I know a lot of people asked us, how much is it? It sounds really expensive. It's free. It's free. So there's no excuse. It is on a donation basis, but you're not even allowed to donate unless you're an old student. Okay, so you're not even allowed to donate at the center when you're there. It's not even until after you finish the whole 10 days, then you're allowed to donate either money or your time, right? So I really like that system because you're really going in there on the charity of other old students prior to you, which really puts you in a very humble position because everything that you're experiencing is due to other people's charities. Like they're the strangers, right? Strangers that's giving you a chance to look into yourself, dive deep into yourself, and discover something of yourself and emerge as a phoenix potentially or not. You have to be unattached to the idea of this, right? Something you'll learn, something you'll learn. So if you've gone through the Vipassana meditation, I'd love to know your experience. Please comment below. And if you're thinking about maybe I should do Vipassana meditation, or maybe meditation is really not for me, comment below why you think that way, because I might be able to address some of those questions and concerns of that. Right? Not that I'm trying to close you, but I do highly recommend it, especially for people who want to be high performers and people who are high performers who want to take it to that next level. It might not be for you, but hey, it might be for you. Who knows? Look into it. I'll put the link of Vipassana below. Check it out, and I hope to see you on the next episode.